Hello everyone, Rurikhan here coming at you with another episode of PlayStation Plus incoming, and today we're going to be talking about the games that are going to be coming your way if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber in the region of the US throughout the month of November 2013. So the very first title that is going to be coming your way is Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen for the PlayStation 3. I highly recommend this title, despite the fact that Capcom probably hates me because they constantly hit me with copyright strikes and content ID matches on YouTube when I was covering this game. Their description is, an epitaph speaks of another's demise. A mysterious island known as Bitterblack Isle appears off the coast of Grances. Its depths have claimed the lives of many arisen. Their voices still haunt the labyrinth that lies deep beneath its surface. A labyrinth ripe with secrets waiting to be discovered. Time to take up arms and once again, delve into the isle's depths and uncover its dark secret. So yeah, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen includes both the original Dragon's Dogma, the full game, as well as their new expansion, which consists of Bitterblack Isle, all wrapped up into one nice little package. So this one comes highly recommended by me. It is an extremely fun game. It has the monster climbing mechanic that you guys might be familiar with from games such as Shadow of the Colossus, kind of similar to that. You guys can check out more footage about that if you actually go into my channel and just search for Dragon's Dogma. There should be a bunch of videos that should help you make your decision of whether or not this is one of the games that you would consider subscribing to PlayStation Plus for. The next game that's going to be coming your way is Ib and Ob. Their description is, Ib and Ob is a two-player cooperative game set in a puzzle-filled world where gravity goes both up and down. You can only succeed by working closely together. Find a friend for some true local cooperative couch fun or match up online. Fall and jump through 15 levels filled with double gravity puzzles and discover the 8 hidden worlds that will test your new non-Newtonian skills to the maximum. So from the footage that I've seen, it definitely seems that both players are always on screen. I'm not sure if there's actually a single player mode or not, but it seems like fun if you guys enjoy platformers, especially puzzle platformers, because there are a couple of puzzles in the game. If you like the footage that's going on in the background, most likely you will enjoy the game. Next title coming your way is actually a PlayStation 4 title. It seems that this month, the US is already getting PlayStation 4 titles. I do believe that Europe is probably going to get one or maybe two PlayStation 4 titles as well. However, they're actually playing it very close to the chest this time around. I don't really know why, because usually Europe tends to reveal titles earlier than the US, but this time around happened to be the other way. So the very first title is Resogun for the PlayStation 4. Their description is, Resogun is an intense, fast-paced shoot-'em-up developed exclusively for the PlayStation 4 system. Unleash a diverse array of devastating weapons, including lasers, missiles, overdrive, and nova bombs to blast hordes of enemies and rescue the last survivors from distant galactic colonies that are under ruthless attack from an evil alien invasion force. So when they showed this at the Gamescom presentation that I was at, this seemed to me like a 2.5D side-scrolling shooter, but there's more to it than that because you can actually go back and forth. It's kind of like the map that they shown anyways was kind of like circular. I'm not sure if all the maps are going to be circular, but this does come to us from the studio that also worked on Super Stardust HD, I believe. Not 100% sure on that, but I do believe it is. So it definitely seems like a fun game, particularly if you enjoyed the Super Stardust series or if you enjoyed stuff like Cinemora. Most likely you're going to enjoy Resogun. Also, if I remember correctly, the soundtrack was pretty beast. The next title that's coming towards you for the PlayStation 4 is Contrast. Contrast is a 2D, 3D puzzle platform set in the 1920s vaudevillian film noir landscape. Full of cabaret, illusion, and performance, you play as Dawn, the imaginary friend of a little girl, Didi, and you have the power to shift from 3D world into a 2D shadowscape by becoming your shadow. As Didi's imaginary best friend, you must use your shadow shifting abilities to solve complex puzzles in order to help Didi investigate the secrets that lie behind her troubled family. So this particular title is kind of like a platformer in where you will eventually shift onto your shadow, and you will then play the platformer on the shadow, and it has a very unique art style. It definitely looks pretty good. I haven't had a chance to really take a look at it because I was pretty busy during Gamescom But this is definitely one of those titles that seem very interesting, and with the mechanic of going through the shadows and whatnot seemed kind of cool. So if you like what's going on in the background, most likely you'll enjoy Contrast as well. Just make sure to remember that this one is only for the PlayStation 4 as well as Resogun. Next title coming your way is another PlayStation 3 title. It is Binary Domain. Created by Toshihiro Nagoshi, the man behind some of Sega's most well-known video game franchises, including the critically acclaimed Yakuza series, Binary Domain puts players in the middle of a fast-paced and intense battle for humanity in a robot-filled 2080 Tokyo. Fighting through the derelict lower levels of the city, players control an international peacekeeping squad that soon starts to question their surroundings and the choices they make. Are the robots becoming more humans, or are humans becoming more like machines? Now, this particular title I actually have absolutely no experience with, apart from the footage that I've researched to put in this particular video, and it seems to me like it's a third-person shooter, maybe with a couple of squad managing elements where you can like tell people go here, do this, go there, do that. But I don't know, it seems kind of interesting, although, like I said, do not have a lot of experience on this particular title. If you like the footage in the background, maybe you will have some fun with it. Then we have two PlayStation Vita games. The first one is going to be Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. In the dusty, undeveloped wastelands of western Mudos, Cantancaro's townfolk find their settlements besieged by belligerent outlaws. Along comes Stranger, a tall, dark, and enigmatic bounty hunter with a mission to capture troublemakers and scoundrels and return them to civilized townships for incarceration. So this one comes in the vein of the universe of Abe's Odyssey. You guys probably know about that title, at least I'm going to assume so. It works kind of like a shooter with some unique mechanics and whatnot. It's also, for most of the time, the game is played in third person, but you can go into first person in order to shoot your weapon. I don't really remember. I played a little bit of it, but didn't really stroke me as amazing. But then again, this is more towards fans of the Oddworld franchise, you know, Abe's Odyssey, all that stuff. So if you enjoyed those titles, more than likely you will enjoy Stranger's Wrath as well. If Stranger's Wrath is more of an actiony and less puzzly type of game, in my opinion. And then to end, and I could not end this particular video on a higher note, another PlayStation Vita title, and this one I cannot recommend enough. This game is ridiculously good, and it is Soul Sacrifice. I mean, I love this title. If you guys go into my channel and look up for Soul Sacrifice, you will find a bunch of videos on Soul Sacrifice, and I love this game. I think this is probably one of the best PlayStation Vita games to date. Their description is: prepare yourself for a brutal combat experience where every decision made will have consequential results. Take on the role of a slave who is about to be sacrificed and stumbles upon a forbidden book that allows its readers to relive battles between sorcerers and monsters of the past. In order to use magic during fierce battles, the player must be willing to make a sacrifice, ranging from personal belongings, a limb, or even a life. So a lot of this title is actually about the mechanic of sacrifice or save, which is actually really cool. You will have these offerings that you can use, which work kind of like spells. Most of the game is about spells. When you talk about melee combat in Soul Sacrifice, it's basically a spell where you can either have a really big fist or a sword or something like that. The mechanics are very similar to Monster Hunter games, and it's an amazing title. But calling it just like similar to Monster Hunter does not do it justice. You really should go and watch some of the videos in my channel if you want to know more about Soul Sacrifice, because it is a unique title and it is extremely well done. I love this game to death. And yeah, that's all the stuff that you're going to be getting this month on PlayStation Plus in the US. And might I say, what a nice lineup. I mean, just two games that really jumped to my mind in this particular lineup instantly is Dragon's Dogma, Soul Sacrifice. These two titles are friggin' amazing. Resogun seems a lot of fun as well, and Contrast is shaping up to be a pretty good game as well. So yeah, that is going to be it for this particular video. As per usual, leave me your comments, feedback, all that kinds of good stuff in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.